Before we begin this video, a few content warnings. This video contains poorly lit shots, weird camera angles, me in my PJs, poor cooking, and the true extent of my noisy apartment. Hey everybody, I'm Roxy. This is Chaotic Bibliophile. Today I bring you a very different video for me. It's a reading vlog. I've done a few vlogs in my life, in the history of this channel. I did a few more in the Spanish channel way back when. It's not my thing. I watch them occasionally, but also I feel very weird doing them. Even this one that was contained to my apartment, it felt odd, but it also felt nice because I enjoyed talking to the camera knowing that someone was going to watch it eventually, and it felt somewhat compatible, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was interesting. We could be here talking about the dynamics and philosophy of spectacle and reality content and all of that for hours. Literally, I love that topic, but this is not what this video is. Basically, I wanted to celebrate World Book Day, which is technically World Book and Copyright Day. I'm going to link down below to the Bibliophile Daily episode where we covered that. I just wanted to do something to celebrate it, basically because the past 2 weeks before that were really hard for me, and I just wanted to have a day of pure joy, and it felt like a holiday for me. It's just me going through my day. I had some activities planned. That said, a few things before we start. First of all, I am not a professional blogger. I tried my best with what I had at the time. I think if you are interested in me eventually, potentially, as maybe lockdown measures start to loosen up a bit, if you'd like me to do some more vlogs, I could consider it, and I would learn a bit more about vlogging. But yeah, for now it's very bare bones. I try my best to make it entertaining for you, and I hope I accomplished that at the very least. The other thing is that yes, this is me going about a day, but it's not my regular day. It felt very, and this is going back to sort of the dynamics of spectacle and, you know, the camera and viewer relationships. It was weirdly intimate. I know maybe you don't care. It has timestamps, so you can skip ahead if you're only interested in the bookish part. It was just an odd but interesting and entertaining experience. It is my apartment. It is my private space in a way, so I hope you are kind and bear that in mind, especially because I'm not a professional vlogger. I didn't clean up for it or anything. It's just me in my apartment doing not what I do every single day, but you know, doing this thing at this particular time. And finally, I do want to warn people that are vegan or vegetarian that the meals consumed throughout the day aren't. So in case that bothers you or anyone who doesn't enjoy seeing food, I have time-stamped the meals so you can just skip them. It's totally fine. I understand that. That's all the warnings I have. I hope you like it. I hope you find it entertaining and it warms your little heart. And yeah, I'll see you at the end of it for an outro. Bye. Hey guys, so we're in my room and it's night. This is different. Please excuse the lighting. I'm literally just using a lamp that I actually moved from its regular place so we could have some semblance of seeing my face, which I also apologize for because it's late. It's been a long day. It's not the 23rd just yet. It's Thursday. I just got out of class. I'm in the middle of one book that I'm about to finish and I'm really into it, so I want to finish that first. And then I will move on to my World Book Day. But I am so excited. I have so much planned for tomorrow. I thought I'd show you, now that I'm more cognizant, the books that I'm planning to get through. Now, bear in mind that I don't know how much I'll effectively read, but this is what I'm trying to get through. The first thing that I'm definitely going to get to is In the Land of Men by Adrienne Miller. I got this last year and I was really enjoying this at the beginning because it was about Adrienne Miller's experience as a short story editor for Esquire magazine. But then it got to be too much about her relationship to David Foster Wallace, need to either finish it or DNF it. Then I also have Burning the Books by Richard Overdeen, A History of Knowledge Under Attack. I think the American version is called something else though. It might be called The Burning of Books, I think. But yeah, I'm very excited. I ordered this from Hat Charts. It was the first time I ordered via mail, but like directly, if you know what I mean, not like through a website. I wrote to them because I wanted to get Rupert Everett's Oscar Wilde memoir slash biography. I thought I couldn't waste the shipping on just one book, so I got this one as well as the Wendy Cope series concerns. It's about book burning and censorship throughout history, and it also has pictures. I kind of already started this only because I went to pick it up from my dad's apartment and I had some time to kill. By the way, Richard Overdeen has worked in libraries like his entire life, and he's currently Bodlei's librarian, which according to this is like the senior executive position of the Bodleian libraries in Oxford. And you know, I love those libraries. Oh, this one. I'm so excited. It was pricey, but I bought it recently because it's really hard to get even in English. This is a Spanish version, it's still sealed, of The Bookseller and the Genius, A Story of New York by Frances Steloff. And basically these are memoirs from Gotham Book Mart's owner, Frances Steloff. She met John Steinbeck, William Faulkner, Gertrude Stein, E.E. Cummings, Arthur Miller, John Updike, Charlie Chaplin, Allen Ginsberg, Sal Bellow. I mean, it's supposed to be super fun. It's supposed to be written in that sassy, smart New York way that I enjoy so much. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I want to read this in one sitting, hopefully, like just devour it. I think it's going to be really good. It's Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress, I think is the name in English, by Siejie. And it's a Chinese autobiographical, I think it's still called novel. It's still categorized as fiction, but it's heavily autobiographical. And it's about two sisters, I think. Or maybe no, siblings. It is thanks to reading that they survive, basically. It's a bit like reading Lolita in Tehran, which I was also about to get, but I didn't because I thought that would be too much. But yeah, I'm very excited to check this out. I thought it would be a perfect book to celebrate World Book Day because it's not Anglo-centric, and at the same time, it really highlights the power of reading. I hope to get to a reread if I'm like super optimistic and I fly through everything, or maybe if I DNF something, hopefully not. I have The Friend by Sigrid Nunez, which was one of my favorite books last year. Link down below to that video, by the way. That's it. So I have 5 books, although it's technically 4 and something. I hope we have fun and celebrate this World Book Day together. Hey, happy World Book Day. I just woke up. It's a perfect day. I'll show you. It's a perfect day to stay in and read, which is great because, you know, we have to stay in anyway. I'm going to go through a bit of a washing my face routine and stuff. I would normally just like get up and start my day, but today I'm going to stay in bed and read for a couple hours. Oh, I should have stood up for that. This angle is much more flattering. By the way, one of the legs of the thingy that I used to record, I don't even call it a camera stand because it's not. It's like a cheap thing that I bought. Broke off yesterday. This video is going to have interesting angles. This feels so weird. Can you imagine that there are people who do this for a living? I guess that's also reality television. So I'm going to start the day with In the Land of Men by Adrienne Miller. I'm just going to go right into this and decide if I want to keep reading it or not. Yesterday I didn't even finish the book that I was reading because I was too tired. It's so good though. But I'm still going to stick to the TBR that I have for today, and if I finish everything by some sort of miracle, I am then going to go back to that book. By the way, these are the ones. Yeah, that's the noise I live with. It looks clearer than it is because my window's there, but I don't think it's enough to read. I mean, like, I can read, but you know, I've been a reader since I was a kid, and my parents completely scared me about going blind if I didn't read with enough lighting. I'm just going to get some fancy shots of me reading. Pretend that this is me reading. This got suddenly very meta. I am now going to turn on the light and read for real because, again, like, I can see it, but it's important to take care of your eyes. Okay, this started well because it started by talking about her job and how Tom Wolfe got $1 million for an advance or something like that. hope this doesn't trigger you, but I annotate my books. If I'm liking it, you'll see me do this a lot. In the Land of Men actually got good again, so I'm definitely not DNFing it. I still have a lot of thoughts on it, but I am very much engaged once again. I have like 3 chapters left, so I'll be very excited to finish this. And once I do, I'm going to start reading Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress. So now I guess I'll shower and go through my morning routine. Maybe, oh. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, breakfast. Yes, I have something exciting prepared. So today we are making Yorkshire pudding. Before I start, 2 things. I am not a very good cook, like I'm decent, but I don't do it a lot. And 2, I've never actually had Yorkshire pudding. I've seen it a bunch of times, but I've never had it. I know what it's supposed to look like, kind of. The recipes here, it's in a blog called In Literature. It has a bunch of literary related meal ideas. I just picked one of the simplest ones, to be honest. But this does look delicious, and I'm going to be pairing it with something also yummy. In between the video watching of the recipe, it seems straightforward enough. I am going to be watching A Series of Unfortunate Events. I'm on season 3. Of course I know what happens because I've read the books. It's, in my opinion, the best series for children. But I've been enjoying the show and I am excited to finish it this week. Hopefully everything will be alright and this won't turn into a I burned my house during a blog video. There it is, the baby's baking. Who knows what will happen. And there's the rest of the dough, and that's coffee. I really should have started this by drinking coffee. That was my mistake. We'll see what happens. I don't want to like jinx it, but it actually smells half decent. That's the second batch. Not bad, not bad. My roommate says it smells good, so that's something. Okay, this is the final result. It features eggs. They are not green, but ham in honor of Dr. Seuss. I have not actually read Green Eggs and Ham, but I have read Oh, the Places You Will Go, and I love it. There you go. Well, it was a success. It was yummy. My roommate ate like 3, 4. She's saying 4. You can speak if you want. But yeah, it was yummy. We really enjoyed it. On to the next portion of the day, which is more reading. All right, so now I'm on my couch, the famous couch that I always mention I read in. Oh, I have no idea if I can time lapse this. I don't know if I can like... In the Land of Men. I'm happy I stuck with it because I ended up really liking it, but I still have a lot of thoughts. You'll hear about this onto the Little Tiny Seamstress. I need to crack this open actually because it's sealed. It's really new. I got it like maybe this week. I think I may have bought it last week and got it this week. I'm trying to read books that have been more time in my TBR, but I just really want to read this one. I haven't started this yet. It's just that I was reading the author bio and apparently he writes in French. That is very interesting. This is translated from the French. That was just called my attention. We have lunch now. You can't tell, of course, but it's been a while. So we're eating again. We ordered fish and chips in honor of James Joyce's Ulysses because they eat Guinness battered chips. But these probably aren't Guinness battered, sadly, but they looked really good on the website. And we also got some coleslaw and cheese. Yeah, those are cheese sticks and the crab cakes thingies. So we are very excited. Happy dance. We really, really liked it, and we are watching Canada's Drag Race, which is not book related, unless you count like the reading is fundamental thing as book related. But you know what? It's entertaining. It's almost 6 o'clock here, but actually before lunch, I finished the little tiny Seamstress, which wasn't what I was expecting at all. And for a second, I seriously considered deleting or like editing out the part where I described it, because it's actually really different from what I said. It had a lot of male gaze in it, which is not my favorite thing to read about nowadays, but it had a lot of elements that I think were interesting. It's actually about two friends. It says brothers on the back, but I think they are actually just friends. They go to a sort of re-education camp to be like ideologically trained, and nearby they meet this seamstress, and the books are a big part of it, so it was a good choice for today. It was just not what I was expecting, but I still enjoyed it. I am going to make progress on learning the books by Richard Overdeen. I'm just very excited to get to this. I'm going to read this for just like a few minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour or so, and then we are going online book shopping together. It's getting really cold, so I'm going to go make more tea before we go to the shopping part. Yeah, I read about 50 pages of this or so. It is very fun. It is very informative. It is a bit dry, not super dense, but it's definitely nonfiction. It's not like creative nonfiction. It tells you the facts. It's a bit of a lecture, but I'm liking it so far. Each chapter is actually very short and tackles one event pretty succinctly, and I love the pictures. I love the whole feel of the book. It's a naked hardback and it's really great. So I think what I'm going to do when I go back to reading is finish the chapter that I'm on, which I think is the third or fourth. I have like 3 pages left or so. Just let me show you this. This is the second thingy that falls off. I should probably invest in a better one. This was like $1 or so. I bought it, I think, on the street before the whole pandemonium, so relax. But all right, so we have 4 places I want to visit. I have 3 different indie bookstores that I want to check. All of them have book day specials. Plus, there is this place that is sort of a virtual book fair market sort of thing. I hope this is interesting for you. I know these are books in Spanish and they are mostly Chilean books, so maybe this is not like so cool for you, but I'm actually really, really excited. So yeah, let's see what I find. I am looking for one book in particular. I also am looking for a couple of Chilean books that I really, really want. So I'd be willing to get something else, but I'm mostly focusing on Chilean books. They go out of print really easily. So yeah, very excited. Let's start with this one, because I think they might have the book that I want. Oh, I can't type. No, they don't. Do they have it here? It's sold out. Let's go with this one. This is an indie publisher that I really, really like. Oh, look, they have instrumental. I love that book. And they actually translated Bowie's Bookshelf, and I'm very excited about that. Yeah, multiple choice by Alejandro Zambra. Oh, I really need to get to that book. Thanks. Oh, they have... Oh, it's out of stock. Damn it. Oh, I just got a new Alejandro Zambra, though. I shouldn't get one more. I have that. I haven't read it, which is why I'm not buying this either. I have the book, haven't read it. Hey, Natalia Ginsburg. I do need a Natalia Ginsburg book, but not that one. Oh, Bergson. I really want one of his books, but not that one in particular. There are so many books that look so interesting, but This is one of the books that I am really interested in, so I'm going to open it. I'm probably going to cut so much of this, but I keep talking. I attended some acting workshops recently. Yes, you heard that correctly. Wow, they have Kawabata. Damn. And I just paid full price a couple weeks ago for a book that I haven't yet read. Anyways, I was in that workshop, and one of the maxims was that when you're recording, you're just farming for material, and then in editing is where the magic happens. And in my experience, that's completely 100% true, especially with these videos. These ones are like record, something will come out of it. Oh, yes, this book, I really want it. The Invisibles, Why This Museum Ignores Women. I am not going to get all of these books, by the way. I'm just going to get some. Yeah, this one I want really bad. Oh, I really want this one as well. Although I just got another Tom Jadson book. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Um, I think I'm gonna close this one because it's too much. And I'm also going to close. Well, they have 30 here, so maybe I should compare if they have it cheaper here. Is that an awful thing to do? I'm very fond of both these places. I might have to pause and come back for this. I have a tea time appointment. Have you read Kenzaburo Oe? I really want to read him. He's supposed to be amazing, but he's supposed to be so depressing. There are so many interesting books. Wait. Oh, yes. And it's 20% off too. Amazing. That book I'd been looking for. Yes. Okay, I'm happy about that. I love this book, On Lighthouses by Yasmina Barrera. It's really good. I have that one. Have I read it? No. Yes, I've been waiting to get this book and it's on sale. Perfect. I am not going to get the Kawabata one just because I have another Kawabata that I should read before that one. This is turning to be like full podcast. I hope it's fun. I hope it's content. Okay, so I think I'm done with this one. I know I might be missing some stuff, but I think we need some control here. We need some limits. I own that book. Have I read it? Of course not. Okay, so this is the other bookstore that I really like. I mean, I like a lot of them, but this is one. They have so many great books. I think the whole store is 30% off. And then I'm going to decide which ones I want. But before that, we're going to have tea. Right, so our final meal of the day is a tea party. We were actually going to get like a whole full afternoon tea thing. I think this was the way to go because if my roommate's looking at me like, yes, it would have been too much food. So this was the way to go. The cookies look delicious. I'm very excited. Now with our super professional lining equipment, zoom to the cookies. Yum. This is supposed to be salted caramel, so we're very excited about that too. That is not common here in Chile, so very exciting. Hey, so I think this will be my last checkup. I did end up ordering books. So I got complete poetry of Alejandra Pizarnik, who is a very famous poet, and I've never read her. You may be wondering, why would I buy complete poetry? I think I'm going to love her, and she's like a really big deal. If I do not love her, I guess I'll just sell the book. Hope I love her. Then I also got a book on women artists that I saw actually today on Bookstagram, and I was like, yes, please, yes. I also got the Spanish version of a book called Dancing with Havana by this author that I hadn't heard of before, Alma Guillermo Prieto, but apparently she's like a really big deal sort of travel reporter. The webpage said something like in the tradition of V.S. Naipaul and Joan Didion. So, I love that stuff. This in particular talks about her being a failed dancer in New York and therefore going back to Cuba and teach. I don't think back, she just went to Cuba. I don't think she's Cuban. Anyways, it sounded really interesting. It was also really, really cheap, and I got free shipping with that one. That was in a store that I didn't show, but then in the store that I was mostly browsing, I did end up getting two of the Chilean books that I wanted. The first one that I was really excited about, the one with the pink black cover. Yes, I've been waiting to get this book and it's on sale. Perfect. Was out of stock, and that shook me to my core. I did find a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. It's called Writing Paris. It's by Silvia Molloy and Enrique Villamatas, two very important writers that lived in Paris for a long time, and they write about the scene, and I love all the Paris scenes. Give me all of them. And finally, The Invisibles, why the Museum of El Prado, I think, ignores women, which I think is original in Spanish. I don't think it's translated, but it's a nonfiction book examining why women are still relegated from museums, both as artists but also curators. And of course, there are exceptions, but that's what they are, exceptions. I haven't read anything since I last vlogged because we had tea and then we ended up watching two RuPaul's Drag Race videos, and then I had a video call with a dear friend of mine. There is 1 hour to go until the day ends. I think I'm going to finish the book I was working on yesterday. There will be an outro with all the usual information, but I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's like a really weird homemade vlog, did it with a lot of love, and I'm excited that you spent this day with me. Happy World Book and Copyright Day. I hope you had a nice day as well. Of course, feel free to tell me in the comments what are you currently reading. And also please let me know what is your favorite bookish book. What is your favorite book about books, about writers, about literature? Can be fiction, nonfiction, whatever. Oh, I should make a list. Would you be interested in that? 10 books about books that I love without any genre limitation. I think that would be interesting. Like, no matter if it's fiction, nonfiction, even poetry, plays, whatever. What do you think? Please let me know. Back to studio. And that was it. Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. I hope you found it amusing and it put a smile on your face. That's all I really want to do. The books I'm going to get next week, and there are some there that I want to get to soon-ish. There are some others that I think are going to take me a while, but I don't mind. If you follow my channel, you know that's how I operate in general. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, and comment. Did you celebrate World Book Day in any shape, form, capacity? What did you do for it? What did you read? Or if you didn't celebrate anything at all, just let me know if you're reading something interesting. Remember to check out all my social media, all my websites. Everything is linked down below if you're curious. That's all. See you next time.